So I would like to highlight the fact that council members as well as audience members are not to interfere with the dealings of our police department, and we want to make sure that in accordance to our public safety plan, keeping everyone safe, that no one can interfere. So just in case that happens next time, Madam Chair, that council members...
Point of order.
What's your point?
That is not on Police Chief Green's safety plan. That is not, and we have not voted in a safety plan. It's not on his. So you're stating and making, it's not on there. Yours is not his. That's incorrect.
Okay, so Madam...
This is yours.
If I may.
Please.
So that is, again, that is not the exclusive safety plan of the council president. This is council leadership in collaboration with the chief. And
what's your request?
We are all voted in equally. My input wasn't for your, and you don't speak for Tanya Burns. Let me be clear. This is not the same. This is not the chief's plan.
Ms.
Therefore,
Burns.
it is unenforceable.
Ms. Burns, please do not yell.
thank you, Madam Chair. So we just want to make sure, we had colleagues state that they felt unsafe in these chambers, and at the press conference we made.
What's your point? That is correct.
Okay, understanding, but just wanted to make sure, just in case that happens again.
Point of order.
That's
point of order.
Had an understanding.
She's abusing. Point of order.
I've got point of order from Mr. Pfeiffer.
We're talking about safety.
That's
Point of order.
Miss Lewis. What's your point?
You had Councilman Pfeiffer first.
I did reach out to Mr. Pfeiffer. I did say Mr. Pfeiffer first.
But then she went on and talked again. So I want
Just
to
my original point of order is still, like...
So we will go on to council response.
So I would like to thank my colleague, Mr. El Alamein, for standing the game and for running a clean race. The first ward have spoke, and we are happy that they decided to proceed forward with your work and with the great things. Madam Clerk, point...
You cannot obstruct the view of people behind you. You must put your sign down. It's per our safety plan. Go ahead.
The lady in the back.
Yes, Miss Mack, there are people behind you.
Point of order.
You are not to be walking around with your sign,
Point of
please.
order.
What's your point?
Are you reading these out of Councilwoman Liddell Lewis's rules? We do not have a rule. Her rules state this. These rules are not enforceable. They're not.
Go ahead, Dr. Lewis.
Thank you so much. And so, again, she needs to be brought to order.
Ms. Williams, please sit down.
The lady with the poppycock sign, she is disrespecting the authority of the chair.
Point of order.
And please, I'm going to need my time back.
What is your point?
My point is I need you to acknowledge it, please, when I say point of order. That's what the rules state. All talking must cease. And
what
you
is
shall
your
acknowledge
point?
it. Thank you. Point of order is number one. You're forgetting the First Amendment right. They have a right to protest. Freedom of the speech. Freedom of speech. Amen. You can't, in expression, you can't take that from them because they have signs. They have the right to protest.
Go ahead, Dr. Lewis.
Thank you. So we will address that. So point of order, and I'm going to need some of my time back. This is disorderly conduct because after you told her that she cannot obstruct, she began to weave in and out of the seats, then she began to walk up the side. And so that right there deserves a warning. See, we can't sit here and talk about disorderly conduct and how the chair and how leadership is not making sure that we have a safe environment.
Point of order.
What's your point?
You asked Ms. Biggs-Levy to move from the aisleway, and you're allowing her to be in the aisleway.
I did ask you to sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down.
Madam Chair, again, we have audience members that's going against the ruling of the chair as we enforce our rules to make sure that we're keeping order and the residents in this place safe.
What's your point?
What rule? What rule's been broken? What rule has been broken?
It's the safety plan.
Safety plan is not a voted upon council rule.
This was approved by the police, chief of police.
The chief of police has no jurisdiction over the rules of this body.
The request.
What? Point of order.
What's your point?
We're talking about orders of the chambers. The Flint police have full authority over the conduct and disorderliness that goes on in this body and in this place. So let's be clear. That doesn't sound right.
According to number 8 of the safety plan.
Point of order.
Point of order.
What's your point?
That safety plan is nowhere in our rules. It is no part of no ordinance. It has no bearing on this meeting.
Point of order.
What's your point?
My point is Chief Green's safety plan and Ms. Lewis's safety plan are not the same. He is not enforcing her safety plan. And he told her so, I believe. So these
Not at all.
rules,
You know,
these rules are
through
not
you, Madam
enforceable.
Chair. Through you, Madam Chair.
This is not, excuse me, I got the floor. These are not, his safety plan does not tell us signs and respect. That is not his job. Safety has nothing to do with that. Use of the lectern.
Ma'am,
that's not true.
Ms. Burns, you have gone beyond a point of order.
What's the point of order?
What's your point?
What's beyond the point of order? We're talking about her safety plan, which at the top of the safety plan states the plan was crafted and given final approval by the Flint Chief of Police and Flint City Council leadership on 11/6/24. Chief Green did not approve this plan.
Okay.
That is a fact.
Okay. Where's Chief Green here right now?
Yes.
Point of order. Point of order.
What's your point?
I do believe that the chair is who has the discretion at the meeting. The chair has ruled. You can appeal the ruling of the chair. We can vote and go on with our day. That is the rules in the council chambers. The chair has ruled. So is there an appeal on the floor? That's my point of order.
There is no appeal.
And we had council members that said that they did not feel safe. And at the press conference that we had council members that stated they will not come back to work till they have a public safety plan. Chief Green and I diligently, as well as council leadership, made sure that we crafted the public safety plan to ensure the safety in these chambers. We can't have it both ways. One way say,
Request for information.
this is,
What's your request?
Who is council leadership? And where is that listed in our council rules or charter who leadership specifically is?
Go ahead, Dr. Lewis.
just want to say that is a violation of council rules because you can't continue to use privileged motions to take the floor. And so I'm going to need some of that time back because, again, I got interrupted with that.
Put her back to 55 seconds, please. Thank you.
We had colleagues to state on the record that they did not feel safe in these chambers. We had colleagues to state that we needed a safety plan. And so that is exactly what the chief and the council leadership came up with to ensure the safety of this body as well as for the members of the audience. These are not new rules. These are just a compilation of the rules that we already have that we are enforcing. You cannot obstruct the aisleways. Yeah, that is per the fire marshal. And unfortunately, no, they were not enforcing that. But guess what will happen from this point forward? We will make sure it is your responsibility as well as our responsibility to make sure everyone here is safe and rules are followed. We need to make sure that individuals are being brought to order and make sure this is a safe place for people to practice their democracy. You ask for a plan, we have a plan, let's enforce the plan and do the business of the city. Thank you.